Hey, Matt, what you doing, man?
I was going to read this. This episode of Walking in My Wheels is brought to you by theprettytree.com, your new source of high-quality fashion accessories, as well as organic health and beauty products. Listeners of the show can save 15% by using the code WALK15 at checkout. We know we did. Derek has never looked so pretty in a floral scarf.
Well, it's like Matt's hair blowing in the wind.
Oh, baby.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Walking My Wheels, the podcast that talks about anything and has absolutely no structure. Just me rolling through life with some pretty awesome friends. To my left, as always, I have Matt. What's up, Matt?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Not much.
Interwebs.
Yes, there we go. And to my right, the man, the myth, the beard, sometimes a rebel, Grizz. What's up, buddy?
Hi.
Hi. Everybody,
I'm doing good.
Y'all are
Doing
in for
good.
a special treat today. My sister has come down to visit from Boston.
From Boston?
Yeah, from Boston.
Boston.
From Boston. She parked the car in the yard.
Harvard Yard.
Harvard Yard. Let's just offend everybody from Boston right now.
It's going to be a wicked pisser.
Yeah, it is.
There we go.
So, she's from my father's second marriage. So the only reason she's here is because we have the same blood flowing through our veins. Because other than that, I'm
Half-blood.
half-blood. I'm completely not cool enough for her to even be here. But
She's the half-blood princess.
she's a half-blood princess.
Harry Potter joke.
Exactly.
First thing.
So, literally my favorite person in the whole wide world, Emily, welcome to Walking My Wheels. We appreciate you coming driving down or flying down 1,500 miles just to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. When she was coming down, she actually sent me a text message specifically asking if she could be on the podcast. So,
Hell yeah, I did.
yeah, she did.
Welcome.
It was
Welcome.
before she even
Welcome.
listened to him.
Oh, yeah.
Then she,
Let's
then she
start
listened
at
to
the
him. She's like,
beginning.
"Oh shit! I didn't realize it was going to be like this."
So yeah, she did. She listened to him last week for research.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for doing your homework. Appreciate it. So last night we went to see.
Couldn't be any more false.
Right. So last night we went and saw Bill Burr up in Nashville, which was amazing. It was kind of a last minute thing. We already had tickets, and she was coming down, so we grabbed an extra ticket. So she got to sit alone, which was awesome.
Which ended up to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't there for the fight that Matt and I almost got into with the people.
Not
sitting
this
behind us.
Matt, by the way.
Yeah, different Matt. So funny
Dime a
story.
dozen.
I can't stand it when I like pay money for stuff and an event and somebody's just yammering the whole time when you have to like movies and things like that. So the first comedian was on, and really hilarious. Made some cripple jokes too. Dude was on point. Like he was making stuff that I could completely relate it to. I was like, oh yeah, that's me. That's me. So it was pretty awesome. So during the set, there's a guy sitting right behind me, and they showed up with like 3 minutes to spare, and the guy kept going back to get beers and stuff. Like he was pretty shit faced, and there were two other women that were with him and a couple other people. So the guy and the two girls were just like talking like. So I'm trying to listen to the comedian, and all I could hear is voices behind me. It's completely annoying. So I turn around, and I kind of pump my hands down. I was like, "Hey, could you keep it down? I'm trying to listen to the guy up here." And so I turn back around, and I hear the guy behind me go, "Okay, fine, sure." Oh, okay, all right. You are a dick. All right, let's see how this goes. So the first set is done, and then after the set is over, the girl and the guy start talking. It's about 2 minutes between that guy and Bill Burr. And one of the girls starts talking, and the gentleman goes, "Shh, shh. we don't want to upset the guy in front of me. You know, he might get upset because we're talking. And both Matt and I turned around and looked at him, and Matt goes, "Are you going to be an asshole right now?" And I looked at the guy. I'm like, "Seriously, dude, I'm just trying to watch the show. I'd rather much rather listen to the show than hear you talking, you know." And he goes, he's like, "Whatever, fine, just turn around." And Matt goes, "Oh, you are being an asshole right now. You are being an asshole right now," and just kept repeating it over and over and over again, like 5 or 6 times. And I was like, "Matt." So I kind of like put my hand.
How
on
many
Matt.
beers did Matt have?
One. We only had one.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't lit at all.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
got
one.
inside metal rage.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh, totally.
Oh, he does.
Well, the funny part was after this whole situation happened, he's like, "I don't even remember calling the guy an asshole." I'm like, "Dude, you said it like 5 times." So I'm looking at the guy, and I go, "Are you kidding me?" I go, "It's like going to the movies. You know, you go to the movies, somebody's talking. You paid for the movie, not to hear the people talk." He goes, "Oh, you're the guy that tells people to be quiet during the movie." I go, "Yeah, I am the guy that tells people to be quiet during the movies." He goes, "Fine, whatever. Just turn around. I go, "Really?" And he's like, turn around. And like he's like yelling at us, and his eyes are beaded, like, you know, like dad gets beaded eyes when he's pissed off.
Oh,
It was
boy.
like scary, and like to the point where Matt's ready to stand up. He is totally ready to stand up, and so I start.
Why
to turn
didn't you stand up, Derek?
I know. Yeah. That was
High
awesome.
five.
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay, so that was funny.
Yeah.
So-
I mean,
So I start to turn back around. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. Turn around." And I was like, "Oh." And I just turned around and stared at him. And we were locked on. And I'm like, "Man, if this guy even stands up, I'm dead. If he hits me, I will break." And that's it. And so finally Bill Burr comes out, and everybody starts cheering. And I looked at him. I was just like, "Shh," and just turned around. And everybody started cheering. And then he didn't make a peep for the rest of the show. I didn't even hear him laugh or nothing. So I won. It was pretty awesome.
Well, he probably looked at Matt. Because Matt has that internal metal rage that...
Yeah.
well, you know, it's
mentioned-
like kind of thing is like, you know, I know a lot of quiet dudes that, you know, show up in a metal show, and you know, then you see him in a pit and they're a fucking animal.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like he has that about him.
Well, Matt
It's pretty
had
awesome,
some...
yeah.
yeah.
That inner rage.
Matt had some hot sauce on his desk at work because this Matt works with me and Derek.
Yes.
And I turned around and grabbed it off his desk. Next thing I know, he has me in a headlock. So,
Over hot sauce.
well, this
people
hot
love their
sauce,
hot sauce down here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially that gourmet buffalo sauce or gourmet hot sauce.
Whose is that? I make the bomb hot sauce.
Yeah, I look for ways to put it on things. Like I'll like take like a couple of spoonsful and throw it in like a small bag of chips and shake it up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's me looking for ways to.
Hey, put it on pesto pasta.
Put it on
fantastic.
popcorn.
Yeah,
It's legit on popcorn.
I've never had it on popcorn.
You got to try these things. Everybody has it on everything down here. It's ridiculous. So
I put that shit on.
on everything. So we had an awesome time. The guy was hilarious. I almost got murdered, and
Yeah, so I'm sitting 5 rows back after the show. I walk up to them, and as I'm wiping the tears from the corner of my eyes,
from so much laughter.
exactly, the first words out of Derek's mouth are, "Dude, so I almost got in a fight." I was like, what? We were at a comedian show. How can you almost get in a fight?
I know. I do that. What
Is
I
that
do
rage?
is, well, no, well, being the cripple that I am, I let my friends fight my battles for me.
Yeah.
I figure if somebody wants to fight, my friend will beat him up. So Matt would totally could have kicked his ass too.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it was me there, I would have just disappeared. Because last time I went to a show with Derek, I was...
Yeah, oh.
I found
Dropkick
you.
Murphys.
Drop kicks.
Yeah.
He comes up. So I'm on the.
How drunk you were, by the way, is legendary. Just want to put that out there.
No.
I heard about that.
It was the greatest thing in the world. At the place we went, Track 29, they got this little elevated stage for the Crips. So we're looking. We
West
can look.
Side?
At West, well, yeah. So we look. We can look over the band and everything like that, and so
Nod your heads in
yeah,
approval.
all of a sudden, Yeah, so the band, all of a sudden I hear, Derek! And I turn around, and it's Grizz, and his eyes are just gigantic, like he did 18 rails of cocaine. Just, So he's like, what's up, man? I'm like, not much, man. How you doing? He's like, I'm doing awesome. I'm going to get a beer. I'll be right back. And that was the last I saw him. That dude was wrecked. It was
I got lost in the pit. I'm not going to lie. That was a kick-ass show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It happens.
So speaking of shows, what was the first concert you've ever been to, Emily?
The very first concert
Absolutely.
I ever went to was Panic at the Disco.
Oh, right on.
I remember that picture. I remember that picture on Facebook. It was the 5 dudes, and you were standing next to him. You got to meet
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I did.
And the drummer was wearing skinny jeans, and he was one of those dudes that just should not be wearing skinny jeans.
Dude, they were all wearing skinny jeans.
And I was
Of
like,
course.
I think I wrote something like, which one does not belong in this picture? It's like, let's be fashionable.
One of these things is not like the others.
Exactly. It was awesome. So, yeah, we got one hell of a weekend planned after the podcast. What are we doing?
We are headed back up to Nashville to go see the Predators take on the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yes, the Stanley Cup.
Go Preds.
Champions.
Go Preds, yes. So we're going to wear Boston Bruins gear.
That's what I'm
Nice.
talking about.
I might wear the Drew Bledsoe jersey,
Absolutely.
honestly.
Yeah, you get a lot of respect for that, actually.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I wear at least once a year just to, thank you, Bledsoe, for getting hurt, or we never would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the best thing that Bledsoe ever did
Was get hurt.
getting injured.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what are we doing after that?
We have a hotel room in a nearby town because we have to be back in Nashville Sunday morning bright and early for the Titans showdown with the Colts.
Definitely a sports weekend.
Yeah.
Badass.
Right on.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, man, it's going to be phenomenal. So, I really can't wait for it. I did go to one professional game. I saw the Jags play Pittsburgh back when Bill Cowher was the coach, and all you could see was his chin. He's the biggest chin in America. I just saw a chin walking around. But we got some pretty good
It's like
seats,
Jay
man.
Leno.
Yeah,
Well-
this is my first NFL game ever.
Yep, 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Yep, 50-yard. And then we got top of the bottom bowl for the hockey game in the corner.
Yeah,
So
those are going to be good
yeah,
seats.
corner seats are great for hockey games because you don't get stuck.
Yeah.
You can't see stuff on the
You can
boards.
see the whole ice surface.
Yeah, so yeah, totally stoked for that.
Me too.
So Panic at the Disco. I don't know what to say. I never listened to them. I can't really.
My kids like Panic at the Disco.
Really?
Let's
she
just
is-
say I don't listen to Panic at the Disco anymore.
So yeah, you are half my age. So
Yeah.
she went to college in Boston, played hockey. She will check your kid into the boards to beat you up. That's how that works.
Yeah.
She should, because no one been needed.
Somebody's got to kick their asses.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're
If I
on
do-
your own
if
tonight.
I do,
and
I will go
tomorrow.
to jail. Sorry.
I know, right?
You're right.
So
Call Child Protective Services.
Yeah.
It's going to take them about 5 minutes to get there. Just putting that out there.
Thank
Just
you,
kidding.
sir.
how do you know this? Do you work for them? Or?
No, I stole that joke. Sorry.
Okay, we'll let you have it. I'll just edit that out later.
Wow. Okay. Edit this out, too.
Oh, well played, sir. Well played. Well played.
The gay.
So,
Oh, no.
There
Look
you
what
go,
we
Derek.
started.
so for everybody in the world, that is the mic stand spring being sprung. And it's my least favorite thing during podcasts. These guys just do it to mess with me. So, but
Because we love you.
thank you. All out of love.
Yeah.
Or spite.
That needs to be
Yes,
edited out.
but we just edited out a really bad series of jokes.
So, because Emily is our guest and really wanted to be on the podcast, I allowed her to pick the topic, and her topic was.
Relationships.
Is it good? We don't have to do research. That's all
Dun,
you.
dun, dun.
And all types of relationships, not just talk about even like not just boyfriend girlfriend, girlfriend, but like parents, children,
Siblings.
siblings, all that kind of stuff. So felt it kind of fitting since my sibling is here to visit and totally fits. So
Yeah.
what do you got for us? I mean, I've already announced that she is my favorite person in the world. I'm sorry, Tracy and Tara.
I'm
You
not.
guys,
Damn.
as my other sisters, you kind of dropped the ball a little bit. Emily stepped up. She's come to visit me. Still waiting.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Just kidding. Just I love you guys dearly. So, all right, what do you got? Give us some stats.
One stat that I read, which I loved, because I'm a huge dog lover.
How'd you find his stats? You GTS that?
Yeah, so
GTS.
if we're going to start this the right way, Derek's trying to get this little abbreviation to take flight here, and he's using me as his anchor.
What, GTS?
Totally.
GTS.
I've been using GTS.
Yeah.
Before, actually, he got it from me.
Yeah. So
And I got
go
it from
pick on
somebody
him.
Else,
Oh.
So pick on Matt. You feel better now?
Oh, well,
This is
now
actually-
you're just piggybacking off of his original idea.
I do that all the time.
Of course.
You need to
He doesn't
own that,
have any
man.
real jokes. Are you kidding me?
Every crippled joke that comes out of my mouth is pretty much an original one.
Well, those are, but everything else is like stolen from like Dennis Leary, just, like specials and stuff like that. Exactly.
So we've come to the conclusion that Derek's really not as funny as he thinks he is.
No.
But the comedians he listens to are pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
So
I have good source material.
yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about.
I know. If I don't have a good joke, it just GTS.
It's like me and my brother. Yeah, absolutely. Like me and my brother, we just quote movies all day. So
Yeah, it's fun.
exactly.
So everybody's wondering what GTS means.
Google that shit.
Thank you.
There you go. Put it in your lexicon, kids.
Yes.
Work it into your vernacular.
It's the next big thing.
Double down on that shit.
Hashtag GTS.
Yep. Absolutely. So, okay.
Get back to me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so the first
You're
fun
killing that
fact-
mic stand, bro. What'd that mic stand ever do to you? Are you try-
Is it a podcast if I don't readjust my mic stand like 37 times?
Yeah, this
I
is
know.
true.
I've been playing with mine a lot too.
It's fun. It's like you ever like just like tap your feet or like like fiddle around with like a pen. It's the same thing, except for it's a mic stand.
Exactly. So,
Should I go on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Walking My Wheels. You
Squirrel.
I know. Exactly.
Your world, I'm just living in it. Okay, so the first fun fact that I had was women are more attracted to people who have the ability to make them laugh. Laughter strength.
Okay,
Strengthens relationships.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've made so many friends that way.
Yeah, so it's not. I guess that's for a romantic relationship, but also for a friendship.
No, I've actually heard that from a lot of people.
It's accurate.
Laughter. I mean, even regular friendships and all that. So that's why I get along with everybody at work is because I make them laugh and all that. So,
Yeah.
but when
Remember, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar.
exactly.
There you go. Some wisdom.
I know. I just roll around throwing honey at people all day long. Like, this shit is sticky. That's not honey.
Oh,
I'm totally gonna
and you're editing that out.
Oh shoot. So
That's
Would
an
you-
interesting stat, but I can get that because I mean, do you ever really want to hang around somebody for an extended period of time that has no sense of humor that you can't click with on any level?
No.
I mean,
No.
in the relationships that you've been in, being a woman, would you say that's one of the main attractions on the plethora of men that you've been with over the years? I'm messing with you.
She punches you in the
God
face.
bless.
It's going to be fantastic.
So
I hope mom and dad don't listen to this.
oh, they will.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, especially if we're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, start out with like a type of joke or something like that. Feel free to elaborate.
And tell us a story.
Well, yeah, like yesterday at the bar, I'd say probably 2 or 3 guys alone just tried to talk to her. One guy started dancing.
Yeah, you guys were a huge cock block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. We're like, hey, here's my brother and a scooter.
I have to.
You want to help me get him in the car?
not just a cock block, but an anchor as well.
Oh my God, no! I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh.
That was awesome.
Okay, so what else? What else you got?
This is a fun fact for everybody who listens out in Colorado. Denver, Colorado is the most sexually active city in America. The least is Jacksonville, Florida. I wonder why.
Because everyone wants to join the Mile High Club.
Yeah, and they're all high.
The lack of oxygen, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Denver, Colorado is also a young
It is
city.
a pretty young city. It's
like
college
more
town.
hipstery, laid back.
Yeah. Legalize marijuana, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
They're just way looser up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It's laid back.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, apparently they're all married.
Or retired.
Or
Retired.
Or retired. Jacksonville is
It's the Viger
not
capital
really-
of the world.
Cialis.
Yeah, but nobody's having sex. They're just walking around all day. What
Exactly.
am I going to do with this?
Jacksonville's not a very big town. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's not as big of a city as you'd think it is. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's not as big as like Denver. That's not also.
Yeah,
really
I don't
not as
know
big
if that's a
college
great
town.
comparison.
I know. No, it's
Yeah.
not a big city. I've been there. It's kind of, like a
It's like a lot of people don't notice, but Miami is warmer than Des Moines. It's not a good comparison. That's what I was getting.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Like, is that a real stat?
Yes, actually, probably. I don't even have to know that one. But
All
yes,
I was
it's
thinking about when you said Des Moines was Des Moines.
Yeah, pretty much.
These nuts.
That just reminded me. We do. Have
Got him.
thank you for the most original joke ever made ever.
You're welcome. I'll be here for the rest of the podcast.
I forgot.
Nice.
We actually do have a Twitter account that we don't use, and it's Walking in D's Wheels.
That's right.
We set that up like months ago, but
Why did I not know that?
I know. So
I knew that we had a Twitter
Yeah.
account, but walking D's DEEZ.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Walking in
that's
D's Wheels.
genius.
I know.
Why is that not the name of this podcast? Can you explain that to me?
I know. Gosh.
We're going to have to change the name of the podcast.
Oh, we're gonna have to go back and re-record some things, or like do a hard edit over where instead of walking in instead of my wheels, just Grizz going D's.
Well, I gotta change the logo now. It'll just be the back of my scooter with those nuts that hang from the trunks on the back.
Dude, that fixes our logo
I
problem.
know.
That's
And then you can
perfect.
just take the walk into my and just cross it out and just put D's underneath. Perfect.
Big
These
red
are
X across
solutions. Yeah, these
Oh,
are solutions. But
them. Horrible.
we're so mature.
I know,
This,
right?
this is going to be entertaining.
We had to dumb ourselves down for the 23-year-old. So
Really? By all means, don't let me hold you back by any means of strength there. Brain power, Derek.
I know, right? Well, coming from the woman who used the word "valadize" yesterday.
I was hangry in my defense.
Yeah, she was just trying to work her way through the sentence so she's quicker to a meal.
I just died
Got
a
it.
little bit.
You'll be missed.
I know. It hurts on the inside. All right. So what else? What else you got for us?
Okay. This is the last fact.
Oh,
Oh.
heavy on the research, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like how you do
Been
research,
busy.
Dick.
Yeah, I feel like there's we're along the same lines here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
When a dog sees its owner, its brain creates the same substance ours does when we're in love.
I just read that recently.
This dude
Yeah.
right here to my left is a
Oh, I'm so
massive,
retarded
massive
with my
dog
dogs.
lover. He has two little
Yeah.
mini chihuahuas.
One's a Chihuahua, one's half Pomeranian, half Chihuahua.
I love dogs.
No,
And-
no, he loves dogs.
No, yeah, I'm like, it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who's a good boy?
I know.
Who's a good boy?
I know. Like, listen to the way he answered this question. Hey, do you dress up your dogs?
Depends how cold it is.
There we go. That's
Wow.
absolutely. He gets excited. And, oh my God, yeah, of course I changed.
And I have
Well,
two
no,
dogs,
I mean-
and I just tolerate them.
One of my one of my dogs is 6 pounds. You know what a 6-pound dog looks like when it's 20 degrees outside?
Me.
Yes, exactly. Horrible circulation. Just shaking.
Oh my gosh. Did
So yes, they have sweaters. Dick.
It's okay. My dog's wear clothes, but it's not. I don't do it.
Are they? Do you love your dogs? Like, or are you just like, yeah, they're here? More Joni's dogs than your dogs?
Yeah, I like the short, fat one. I don't like the skinny one, Maggie. No.
Annoying or just needy?
Joni's her person.
The
Yeah.
loaf of bread. Your little loaf of bread.
Yeah, the little loaf of bread. Holly. Yeah,
Holly's cute.
I like Holly.
Yeah.
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 And yours is the one Biscuit, and what's the other one?
Izzy and Biscuit.
Is he named after?
Actually short for Isabella, and that was specifically in relation to the Hendrix song, Isabella.
Ah, see, that's a cool
So-
name.
So it was like
Cool pull.
that, and also it was like Isabella also kind of go for shortened and the ZZY, like Ozzy. So it was kind of like a combination thing in my head.
Yeah.
And then Biscuit is named after the King. His name is King Biscuit, after the King Biscuit Time Blues Festival in Holland, Arkansas.
Right on.
It's a family tradition.
So, speaking of relationships, I kind of want to throw a question out here. Just popped in my mind is, who has been the most influential person in your life? I guess in a positive manner. You know, like the person that you look to and go, "Oh my God, that's that person." I couldn't picture me not being who I am without that person in my life.
My grandmother.
Yeah. Why?
I have a tattoo on my arm to symbolize what she was to me. She was my rock, but my moral compass.
Your
Like-
true north, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Every decision I made, I always ran by her.
That's
So-
cool.
And then if I did, mess up, she was always cool, calm, and collected. She had the patience. She assessed the situation, and she gave me very good feedback.
That's an amazing skill to have that a lot of people don't have, is the ability to just remain calm through shit and be able to say, okay, well, why don't you do this or try this, and be able to pull you out of the place you're at emotionally. That's a hard thing for people to do, generally. So to have something like that in your life is actually that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the reason I got the tattoo is because she passed away in 2014. So,
Okay. Oh, okay. That fits.
Yeah, it just kind of reminder takes me back, kind of puts me in the right mindset.
Do you find yourself when you're hitting a struggle in your life, do you think about her and just go, okay, how would she do this kind of?
I do, and we purposely around the house have stuff that was hers
Oh, that's cool.
all throughout the house.
Little reminders.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, man?
Probably is a combination of two people. It's probably my grandparents, really. Just both. Well, on my mother's side, they never really had much of a relationship on my my father's side, mainly because my grandfather on my dad's side died before I was ever born, and didn't really see much of my grandmother, on my dad's side. Not as often as on my mother's side, but they were both survivors of World War II on two different fronts. So my grandmother was actually in Bergen-Belsen. She was in Auschwitz. Her whole entire family was killed, like all of her aunts, uncles. I mean, there was probably close family. There was probably about I think it was something like 19 people that wound up dying between brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles,
Wow.
parents. And my grandfather, he was taken prisoner and he was in Siberian work camps. And he actually escaped from a Siberian work camp in the middle of the damn winter. Think about that.
Wow. Siberia in the winter.
Yeah. And they took your shoes at night, by the way.
Did they?
Think about that. And, so I think it was
He's lucky he's
more
alive.
like there, for what they went through. And then,
That matter.
to be able to kind of put themselves back together and find love and something beautiful in the world and
Happiness.
have their happiness, all through life. I mean, my grandfather, the love there was it was very, I guess it wasn't to show open affection, but for example, I know he was in the hospital for some kind of heart episode, and then my grandmother in the same exact hospital, something happened to her and she was on another floor. As soon as he found out, they were freaking out, they shut the building down because they couldn't find him.
Yeah.
He unhooked himself from all of his monitors and left, and they found him in her room.
Yeah.
Because even though he was damn near death,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he was in a bad way, he had to be by her side. So I look at that, and they're probably my inspiration for no matter what can go wrong in life, and that's some pretty extreme crap right there.
Yeah.
That you can put it back together, and make something beautiful for yourself.
That's pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure the stories that you've heard over the years have been.
A lot of it is like more like pieced together because my grandmother didn't really talk about a lot of it.
Yeah.
But just because we know where she was,
Yeah.
you know, and the obvious things that
Yeah.
have come out, you know, I mean,
Yep.
it's very well documented. The Nazis were kind of really stupid to take really good pictures of everything.
Yeah.
Real smart,
Yeah.
you know, by the way. But so, yeah. So it's kind of stuff like that, you know, we put back together and, you know, like those stories, but heard more from my grandfather.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It's amazing. And they came out at the end of the day with smiles on their face.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Em?
I would say my high school hockey coach, Josh, who actually my parents still follow today. He's now the head coach of the Penn State women's ice hockey team. They were up in Yukon yesterday, and yeah, we still follow them around. And I actually went down and was coaching the Penn State summer camps with Josh for about 2 or 3 years. But I don't want to seem like I'm talking about hockey a lot, but hockey was such a large part of my life.
That was your life, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been playing hockey since what age?
4.
Yeah.
And Dad kind of made it, I mean, he made it that way, but it was, like, I just ran with it.
Yeah.
And hockey has taught me so much more about life than just, you know, like lacing up the skates, like how
There's
to
a lot
work
of
as a
discipline.
team, how to be a good person, how to be a leader. And Josh really instilled that in me, especially during my high school years, because that was probably when I really did become a leader, was under Josh. He put a letter on my jersey when I was a sophomore in high school. And he was like, you know, you're going to get a lot of heat being an underclassman and having an A on your jersey.
That means assistant captain.
And so we would sit down in his office and talk for hours at end, and he would just say phrases, and he would teach me how to be a leader, not only on the ice, but also off the ice, you know, like in the classroom, and just being a good person, you know, being a good human being. And I really took a lot away from him, which is why I think, and I know Dad and Mom think the same thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they still follow him, and they went last night to see them at UConn. So
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes to show, you know, how important he was. That's pretty amazing. But yeah, I mean, you've been playing hockey since you were 4, was it?
Yeah, for
So that's crazy.
a really long time.
Helped her,
Right.
yeah, got her through college, got her through prep school.
It is amazing how people are so influential that are not family. I mean, I've had many people. Yeah, just
Sorry.
everything good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys all right?
Let's just
Everybody?
try. Sorry.
My
we,
bad.
we had to do a mic adjustment.
It like keeps slouching on me.
Yeah. Well, you had to. You're looking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame over there, talking in the mic. There you go.
Yeah.
There.
But
So,
I mean, I was
yeah,
just
sorry about that.
No, it was just really cool how people that are not family, that coaches or just teachers,
Yeah.
you know, make such a big influential part of your life.
Yeah.
You know, my parents got divorced when I was 12, and my mom kind of went into despair. All she did was work and she slept. So it was me and my sister. My sister's 3 years older than me, and you know, I mean, I love my family, but we've never been really close knit.
Yeah.
Right.
And the teachers saw that something was going on. So if it wasn't for 3 people in that school, I probably would have flunked out of that school.
Right.
And
Somebody took notice,
yeah.
you know.
So I mean, and I'm gonna love these people dearly for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know, I had one of my best friend's dad. They lived halfway. They lived on the other side of town. Would come get me, take them to their house for the weekend. I'd go to church. You know, became part of their Boy Scout troop. So I mean, it's just crazy the people that are there for you. You know.
Yeah, and that's the importance of relationships overall. Is finding those people that actually build you up and make you a better person in life. You know, I mean, the whole hashtag be love is just be good to people. And so many people are so ready to hate and dislike and get
Judge.
mad. Yeah, and get mad because you ask them to be quiet at a concert. Things like that.
Right.
Just let's be angry just for the sake of being angry. I mean, you could be angry in a funny way and make it humorous. A lot of my humor's got an angry tone to it from time to time, but all my friends know it's specifically to make you laugh and to be funny, not to really hate on somebody. But there's so much hatred, and there's people out there that you just have to keep at an arm's length because they just look at life in such a negative manner and play the victim, and it's frustrating. And a lot of people allow that to be their major influence in their life, and it's disappointing. When you look at somebody and you see the friends that they choose, and you go, "Are you sure you want to do that?"
Right.
You sure you want to end up having that influence your next thought?
Yeah. Sometimes you have people like that in your life. You just have to cut them out.
Exactly.
Because it's toxic. I mean, I've had friends that started out, hanging around, or enjoying, laughing. Sometimes, I have this guy, TAC4, and anybody who knows me from back home knows it. He got to the point where, he didn't even have, conversations. He just kind of sat there quietly. And he just had no interest in doing anything. He had a job and everything, but he had no interest with doing anything with himself. So it's kind of, I had to kind of he just wanted to kind of exist. And I was like, I just kind of had to cut him out because there's nothing you could do to try and help him. And there was nothing it would bring you down, as well. And that's kind of, it's kind of tough.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard when you're a positive person and you want to, do great things in the world and be a good influence on people. And then you have that negative person. And at what point do you ask yourself, do you want to be a positive light in this person's life? And can you be that good influence in that person's life? So you dip your toe in that water for a little bit, and then you realize, oh, they just don't want to be happy. They don't want this. So
some people like to be miserable.
Yeah.
And misery loves company, too, so they like to make people around them miserable. So
yeah,
that is a very accurate statement. Whoever came up with that saying was right on the money.
You're welcome.
So,
you're welcome.
That wasn't you. Sorry.
Just trying to piggyback again. So
this guy.
Yeah, this
guy over here.
But I think it's different within families, too. Obviously, Derek, you and I have a strong relationship, but you're going to have different types of relationships with different siblings.
All right, everybody, I'm going to tell you the story of where it all began with Emily and I. As far as I knew her and I were going to be close for a very, very long time. So I went up to visit in Connecticut. I already lived in Florida at the time. So I went to visit in Connecticut, and she was 4. And so I was just giving her a little bit of a hard time, egging her on. I was like, I go, so you're funny. And she's like, no, I'm not. I said, yeah, you are. You're funny. And she's like, no, I'm not. I go, yeah, you're funny. She goes, at least I can walk. 4 years old. I was like, oh my God. So I went into the.
I love you.
I know.
Please
So
come under my wing.
I was so incredibly proud at that moment with her first cripple joke.
That's great.
At the age of 4, and I go into the kitchen and I go, Dad, did you just hear what your daughter said? And he goes, what? He goes, I said, Emily said at least I could walk. I was giving her a hard time, and so he walks into the living room, looks at her, and says, Emily, that wasn't nice. Apologize to your sister, or to apologize to your brother, and then walked in the kitchen and started to laugh his ass off. So,
and I have no recollection of that
no,
whatsoever.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So right
amazing.
then I was like, okay, I knew we had a special bond right there because you're like, screw it, I'm going to go for it. Give him a cripple joke. At the
Screw
age of
this
4.
guy.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Emily and I have always, especially since when you went to college, went to college, her and I really started to get a really good bond and a special friendship. And I have strong relationships with all of my family. That's one thing I can say about my family is that I feel that I'm incredibly close to all of my siblings.
Even though you live so far away.
Yeah, I live so far away. Well, we keep in touch, and even if like Matt and I don't talk that often, but when we do, it's just like nothing ever happened. Like we haven't.
Yeah,
seen-
like you pick up right
Yeah,
where you left
yeah.
off.
Yeah, so I really just I love everybody in my family, and we're all just very close, and it's pretty awesome. We got a pretty cool family.
Yeah, we're not so bad.
No, we're not so bad. I mean, we definitely got.
Definitely have temper issues,
Yeah.
though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We.
I didn't know that about you guys.
What are you talking?
What are you talking about?
We never get mad.
I've never seen Howard rage before. What are you talking about?
Here we go. Rage quit.
Screw you guys.
I'm out.
Playing a video game. Everybody's supposed to be off, so I quit in the middle of the game. Whatever.
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, dude, you have no idea how long we laughed for. Like, I don't think that's the part that you don't get. So,
And it's over the littlest
still
things,
laughing about
too.
still to this day,
Oh.
actually, if we sit around, we start talking about people getting angry, like playing video games, like just sitting around in a chat, and I always bring up when Derek Rage quit, and
All right, tell
literally,
we told the story online. On
I don't know, but it's worth another go.
All right, go.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Okay, so we're playing this game Destiny, and there's raids, and we're in this thing. It's called the Vault of Glass, and you have to do everything in a very specific, order. And we all played it enough that we had it down. Like, I think the first time people were doing it because they don't explain to you how to do it.
let me
and
let me
by
clarify
the way,
real quick. This
actually-
is all like online.
This is
So
all
we're
online. We're all at our
home.
own homes.
Yeah, with headphones on.
And
talking
Matt,
to each other.
do not edit this, please.
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not editing this out at all. It was fantastic. So
I hate
it requires 6 people. And originally, when the first person went through and got it done, I think they got it done in 8 hours. But once everybody learned the pattern, it's a pattern. You're going to do it the same way every time. People got it down to, I think we were doing it at that time in about 25 minutes.
So
but-
excessive.
So Derek at the time never played it before. And also, by the way, this actually adds to another story of Howard Rage as well. So you come in, and it was funny because everybody goes there for like really high end gear. And you
Yes.
come in, you got the highest level thing that anybody could have. And we were like, hey, come back with us this direction, open up this, and you might get something. And he gets the highest level gear, the most sought after thing in the game.
It's the gun
and-
that everybody wanted, and it's my first time in.
It was his first
I
time.
totally
in
got
it.
the
Yeah,
gun.
totally got it. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. So we're running it, and we lose one person, so now we're down to 5. So we had 6. You were the last one. We lost somebody, then you came in. And so we're trying to explain all of the things, and I mean, it's hard to, you have to explain it in the heat of things. I mean, there's so many steps, and there was probably about 4 or 5 people yelling at Derek, no, you got to do this, don't stand here. And
No,
he
no. What it was stand on top of this block. No, don't stand on this block.
well, you got to
Look at
get
the
off.
left.
You got to get on and off the block. It's just the way to work. And that was it, exactly. It's annoying, and I can understand coming in the first time, and also you're running with guys that like do it like consistently all the time. That it was probably really obnoxious, and he just screamed at the top of his lungs. All of a sudden, there was like a break, and he said it so assertively that everybody who was talking shut the fuck up. And I have to use that. I have to say it that way because everybody just shut the fuck up. And he just goes, screw this shit. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he turns off his system. No, he leaves. And we're like, we just started laughing hysterically because we failed and we're just in the middle and we've already, we lost somebody. So we have to wait for somebody in theory, so we have to wait, and we're looking, and I'm like, dude, he didn't just leave. I'm like, come on, invite him back into the chat. We'll say sorry, we'll smooth this over. And no, he turned off his system. Like, he literally turned it off and like walked away. Well, rolled away. And we were laughing, seriously. It was like 25 minutes of like, can barely breathe, like my stomach hurts laughter.
So
And then he's texting me, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to get like that.
So that's one of those things where that was a bad relationship for me. So I left it.
And he refuses, never again. But that was you raging, and this also actually made
so
your
furious.
brother Matt rage, because Matt wanted this gun that he got
Oh,
It-
Matt was playing this game.
Well, he plays the
too?
game too. That's how I know. That's how I met Matt.
He played all the time and was trying so hard to get this gun forever.
I would be there
Forever.
with Matt, and like he would open up boxes and he'd be screaming, "No, no, again!
I already have 18 of
Third
these.
time this freaking week." Exactly. And I told him, I was like, "So, dude," I told him the whole story about everything. But I waited till the end, and I told Matt, I was like, "You know what he got in the box?" He's like, "Don't fucking do this to me." And I told him, he got a Gallahorn. And he's like screaming, "Son of a bitch! I got to go outside and smoke a cigarette."
That's so Matt.
That's
so
great.
Matt.
Oh, then,
What's up, Matt? We love you, man. Hope you're listening to this.
what was better is then finally they were selling it, and this was cracking me up because he was I don't know, he was out of town or something. I think he might have been visiting you or something, where he was just not around that weekend.
Boston.
Derek or Matt?
Matt. He wasn't around that weekend, and it went on sale
Went on sale in one of the little things.
in one of these things that he has to go at it. So he didn't have to go, and he had already been trying so much. And I'd been giving him crap on Facebook every time something would pop up, and it would just, I mean, he was raging. I mean, I had him like his blood boiling at me. And I told him, I was like, "Oh, he's selling it." And he's like, "Oh, he's freaking out." I got like 37 text messages in a row. And then he's like, "You got to get it for me." And I like, he had to give me his account information and stuff. And I had to send him picture confirmation. I mean, it was pretty hilarious.
I didn't know you did that for him.
Me neither.
Oh, absolutely. I
Oh,
had
that's
to.
awesome.
I had to. I felt bad.
And that's the PlayStation community right there. We do things
I
for
felt
each
so
other.
bad for the dude.
Yeah.
Especially after, well, no.
Yeah.
It's going too
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
But it was,
yeah.
But it was just the rage that Derek, I mean,
That runs in the family.
it was so perfect
Yeah.
that, I mean, we can still laugh at this. And that was probably about a year and a half ago. And
Yeah,
everybody
it was-
who was there just dies laughing
It was fun, man.
about it.
Good times. No.
Roid rage.
Good to That was a guy last night.
Yeah.
So, but well, shoot, it's been fun, guys.
Yeah.
Totally.
Emily, I'd like to specifically say thank you so much for joining us today. We had a wonderful time. Thanks for your 3 stats.
Thanks for having me. For everyone who can't see, I'm
Yeah, she's looking on the
flipping
bird.
Derek up right now.
Thank you.
Now, you know, just so you know, most of the time whenever we have a topic and like it's like, oh, let's all do, you know, we're supposed to do just a little bit, just enough research that we have an opinion, so
Derek
we can
does
then play
the
off of each
minimal.
other. Like every time that, and I stopped researching anything, like the one with like the forms of music, like, you know, records to tape and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, let's do it. Everybody do your research. Like come in, I'm like, I'm the only one that looked at anything. And I was just, you sons of
You know what?
bitches.
I looked up the first recording, which was Mary Had a Little Lamb. So
I could have I looked that up too.
I looked that up too. Shoot.
You both win. Yay.
No.
So, all right, everybody. Well, we thank you for listening to our, what was our 4th podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to
Fourth
let
fish.
everybody, all listeners know, we're actually trying to get out there once every week now with our podcast. So we're going to start that probably in within a month. You know, get something to you a little bit more consistently rather than every 2 weeks. Because
And also a little bit more, actually, because we're also talking about, you know,
uh,
midweek content
yeah,
and
yeah, things called speed bumps, and basically they're little 5 to 10 minute clips, if that.
or just rants.
Just little rants, you know, just talking
Yeah.
about something
Or-
something that happened awesome in our life. We just want to talk about it
Yeah.
real quick
Or,
and share it with everybody.
Best of. So we'd love to get some more interaction.
or if there are any
online.
jokes that we had to cut out that, you know, just did not work, you know, in context, but probably entertaining
Yeah,
at the same time, you know.
all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's entertaining bad stuff.
Yeah, not bad meaning bad, but mad meaning good.
And all the gongs, too.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you. Matt, have a good day. Grizz, have a good day. Emily, thank you for joining us. Had a wonderful time.
Go Predators.
Go Predators.
Yeah. Hey, find that.
Go Bruins.
Go
I
Bruins,
mean,
primarily.
yeah.
Find the person that's most influential to you, or
Yeah, you didn't even touch upon that. I
hashtag
don't
be
think.
love.
Right out of time, that happens, guys. Actually, a lot of people have. I couldn't pinpoint it to like 1 or 2. I've had some really truly wonderful friends in my life over the years, and you know, I just, you know, anybody who's been really positive has touched me in one way or another, and in a positive manner. And you're such an ass.
Did you go to? Did you go to a Catholic church?
What's
at all?
funny? What's funny is that came out. That came out as I was saying. I was like, I know he's gonna say something. Thank you.
No, I was going to ask you, well, if there isn't, a person, is there possibly a band, maybe Metallica?
Wait, Derek, do you like Metallica?
They're all right.
They might be a go-to for him.
I know. So, hashtag be love.
Yeah, man. Hashtag be love.
Hashtag be love. Just be good to people, and
Yeah.
like Grizz said, if you have any comments or anything, please put it on our page, our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Any ideas, thoughts, whatever. We love reading that stuff, and we will respond. We'll talk to you, make you feel good or something. I don't know. So,
Derek will touch
this
you.
just turned
Hotline?
into a 900 hotline. It's like,
giggity.
we'll have our service bear take care of you.
Yep. And our Bernstein bear will make you dinner.
How original. I'm going to be the bigger man here and walk away.
Oh. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And always remember, even a speed bump can be a jump.
Thank you for supporting Walking in My Wheels. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you have something to say, email us at walkinginmywheels@gmail.com. Keep being awesome people and hashtag be love.